Ladies and gentlemen, Body. Mr. Body is my name, and welcome to my home, Body Manor. Of tonight's events, I am the planner of this fun and folly known as a game. Here, inside the box, a deck of cards and pair of dice to toss. The premise of the game is simple. Kill me with one weapon and in one room. You won't rest easily until I rest permanently. Ah, the immeasurable joy of my doom. 6 rooms inside, a place to hide, a place to play the game. Murder is this game, you choose the cards. You play it hard, but only one can win. Murder is the bill of fare, now you see motive everywhere, so let the game begin. 6 weapons pass from hand to hand with passion. 6 suspects from square one are on the run. Let's meet them now and hear the tales they fashion. Be cautious, from here it's all or none for murder one.
I'm Mrs. Peacock, well-known, well-traveled, and well-preserved. I'm the Rose of the Peacock family and the chairperson of the Board of Peacock Enterprises, a position I acquired with the death of my first husband, Anthony. My second, Neville, gave me an authentic Renoir. My third, Vincenzo, a villa in Capri. My fourth, a 10-carat diamond ring. I've completely forgotten my fifth. He left me nothing. I'm happy to announce that I'm engaged again. Mr. Body has become my sixth. I have wealth. I have power. I have Ivana Trump's plastic surgery. If I'm the one they choose to be the killer, or darling, this means you're my six to die,
then promise me you'll make sure it's a thriller.
I will, but I'll need someone to be my alibi.
I am Professor Plum, B.A., M.A., Ph.D. That's me. I'm an author by trade, an intellect by birth, and an American by choice. You see, I was born in London, raised in New York, attended Oxford, and then years later became part of the British think tank in the States. It was in Washington that I met Mr. Body. He was a lobbyist for the oil industry, and he asked me to ghostwrite a book for him about government involvement in the oil industry for a handsome fee. Indeed, I agreed. As Somerset Maugham said, money is like its sixth sense. You can't make use of the other 5 without it. To mastermind a crime is quite fulfilling. To execute was never my strong suit. The mastermind will always get top billing. The corpse is a nameless body plainly dressed to boot.
Till the deed is done, I'm game for everyone. Murder is the bill of fare, now you see motive everywhere, but only one can win.
I'm Miss Scarlett. I'm an actress. Well, a singer. No, more like a performer. You know, I do it all. Or so that's what my men friends tell me. Now, no one knows this, but I first met Mr. Body while I was performing in Las Vegas. I opened for a dog juggling act, which played every Tuesday night at 3 a.m. at Billy's Lone Star Bar, Grill, and Casino. Mr. Body was in town on business. He saw my show, loved it, and asked for an encore in his hotel room. Well, you know me. I love an audience. The last time that we played, I had to shoot you. The trigger jammed, I nearly missed my cue.
Colonel Mustard here. I stormed bunkers, pillaged barricades, and triumphed in war. Not with might, but with imagination. You see, this soldier has never had the opportunity to serve in the armed forces because of legislation drafted by Senator Body, Mr. Body's father. It bans from the military any person who suffers from a disease which mistakes human beings for inanimate objects. Non-identifious itis. People live quite normally with the ailment until they become excited and their blood pressure rises, then your neighbor becomes a Volkswagen and your son a toaster. You get the idea. Soon after the bill passed, Senator Body mysteriously yes, that's right. Tonight, perhaps I'll try my new trick.
My name is Mrs. White. I hate the Mrs. part, but that's what Mr. Body calls me, who I live with, as I'm his housekeeper. Actually, I'm his housekeeper and his cook, but he don't pay me enough to be called both, so I just say I'm his housekeeper. And I don't mean to say I live with him, because I got my own teeny tiny room down in the basement, where I sleep on a thin mattress on a cot that ain't fit for prisoners in a jail cell. And the food, well, I get scraps, leftovers, tasteless, bristly stuff the dogs won't eat. And I work 7 days a week, 7 long, hard days a week with no rest for me weary bones, me weary muscles, me weary hands, feet, eyes, nose, hair. I need a drink. In mysteries they all blame the maid or butler.
But we don't have a butler here to blame.
And if the coppers come a-hunting for me, I'm ready, a jailhouse full of blokes for me to take.
Green's the name, money's my game. King of commodities, sultan of the stock market, an entrepreneur. I got me a national chain of beauty salons called Teasing Your Blues Away. I'm also owner of the world's most popular discount air carrier, Pennies in Heaven. And I'm with a joint venture with Mr. Body, which specializes in the restoration of the ancient monuments, called Colossal Nips and Tucks. Our recent project is the Great Pyramids. We're going to be protecting them from the elements by covering them in vinyl siding. What a concept! Sandstone-colored siding that blends into the stone so you don't even know it's there. I'm a genius.
Yes,
It's packed with hands and hand with passion.
now it's all
Six months, we're wandering on the road.
we're late to
You
win.
fairy tales in fashion.
Be cautious.
Intrepid.
Conniving.
Contriving.
Seductive, elusive.
Now you play a little game of murder.
Our little game of
Try your best to play the game to win. No matter if you land on top or bottom, you played it, and now it's time to play the game again. Yes, the game has now begun. 6 suspects on the run. From here it's all or none for murder one.
Tonight, we will not save the world from ruin. We will not get the Nobel Prize. We will not win lottery jackpots. We will encounter some crackpots, loony antics, and clues to scrutinize.
Crackpots. How do you like that? He called us crackpots.
Take a look around. You don't see a bunch of sane people living in a two-dimensional world with yellow blocks and paint-by-number rooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will determine the conclusion of the game. The suspect, the weapons, and the room I'll assign you. You will do this by selecting cards from 3 decks and placing them in this envelope marked confidential. There are 6 options in each of the 3 categories. 6, 6, 6. Very interesting. There are 216 potential finales, but on only one is our game resting.
Here we go again.
The slap of the cards.
The crash of the die.
The sticky fingers grasping me.
The strong fingers grasping me.
You always get the strong fingers.
Oh, you
I
do
just-
it. Excuse me. Thank you. The first deck has cards representing each of the murder suspects. Mrs. Peacock, Mr. Green, Miss Scarlet, Colonel Mustard, Professor Plum, and Mrs. White. Before the show began, we recruited 3 volunteers from the audience. I ask them now to take the stage. I ask with humblest regard. it on them. Very good. Face this way, please. Cut. I would like you to pick the murder by selecting a single card and holding it up in front of you like this, with no peeking. The second deck, we have to do it all over again. Because you cannot follow the basic instructions, you might have to get another volunteer. Once again, please select the murder. I know you can do this. The second deck has cards representing each of the rooms and body matter where the murder might take place. The kitchen, the ballroom, the lounge, the billiard room, the conservatory, and the study. Likewise, I would like for you to please pick the room. Hold it up in front of you. Thank you for not showing that to the audience. It's okay. It gets better. The third deck has cards representing each of the murder weapons. The candlestick, the rope, the lead pipe, the revolver, the knife, and the wrench. Please pick the weapon. Let's give a round of applause to our volunteers. Ladies and gentlemen, in this envelope lies the key to our destiny, for in it lies the answer to mystery. We find ourselves in an interesting place. The ending has been chosen before we begin. What then is the objective from a player's perspective? To solve the mystery and ultimately win? Your goal is to figure out what is in that envelope. Who done it, with what weapon, and in what room. You will come to this conclusion by deducing the solution as I give you once we resume. There will be 2 rounds of clues to assist you. Before my death, round 1. After round 2. Participation in the game is purely by choice. If you choose to play, use the playing form you received. Document the information I reveal with each clue. Then, eliminate items with no value perceived, thus finding where, how, and who. Our official light-up board will assist your endeavors, so when it lights, heed its report with pleasure. We'll be anxious to know at the end of the game if your conclusion and ours is one and the same. We start our journey to arrive at this end. So, to all suspicious doings, diligently attend. Round 1 begins in the kitchen with shrieks of woe. From a with a lead pipe.
Uh-huh.
Just make sure dinner preparations are completed according to my specifications.
I think you and me needs to talk, Mr. Body, about the position.
You are my chief domestic, Mrs. White. There's nothing else to discuss.
Me wages. Why, the raise I ain't got.
Are you forgetting that I paid the bill required by the courts to free your stepson, Nigel?
And I'm ever so grateful, sir.
Nigel would still be behind bars for grand larceny had it not been for my generous offering.
More than generous, sir, but working all these hours to pay you back has taken its toll. Me body feels like it's been a marathon night with a troop of blokes from the Royal Navy.
Mrs. White!
Oh, yeah, you're right. At least a night with the sailors would have put a smile on my face.
Mrs. White, just make sure dinner is ready in 1 hour. You ought to notify my guests when dinner is served. And after serving it, you ought to report to your chamber until I summon you. Is that understood?
Aye, aye, sir.
I knew she'd see things my way.
He's the bloody knot-in-knitting yarn he is. What I need is a new position with a respectful employer. Unfortunately, at my age, there aren't many offers. Your life is full of cherries when all of the pieces fit. But when you're scrambling to survive, life is a bowl of pits. On everybody's doormat to wipe their feet upon. Mr. Body rules me life, he runs me from dusk till dawn. His carrots and his beans must be Newville cuisine. I ain't no galloping gourmet. And for a party shot, the pot roast spring to pot. He'll take it from me, take away. Life in a bowl of cherries, none of the pieces fit. I'm always scrambling to survive. Life is a bowl of bits. But destiny served me leftovers instead of an elegant meal. It could have been lobsters and champagne, a mink coat and automobile. But I married beneath my station. The butcher was who knocked me up. And we had a son. Our son was a bum. It's cost me the best of me life. As Mr. Body Servant, I'm very much maligned. He sure ain't much to sing about, but good work is hard to find. Now he don't even knows when everything runs swell. He'll treat me like I'm someone when he freezes up in hell. He's got no gratitude. He's got me all unglued. I fear I'll stab instead of slice. I'll hack instead of dice. I'll bludgeon the beast to mangoes worth the weight. Me master on a plate. Chop this, trim the fat. Carve this, nothing flat. Chop this, toss that. But life is a bowl of cherries when all of the pieces fit. I'm dreaming and I'm scheming, and someday I'll arrive. I'm always scrambling to survive, and what I say is true. Life on the whole, life is a bowl of bits.
Clue number 1. In the kitchen with the knife was Mrs. White, who flailed the gleaming blade with might. She handled the pipe adroitly too, but none of these is an answer for you. Next in the billiard room, business goes awry. When Wheeling and dealing cannot conceal a lot.
4 ball, corner pocket. 6 balls side.
Good evening, Mr. Green.
Hey, how's it going?
The room is dark even for you, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 6 of one, half pound the other. You waiting for a game?
No, thank you. I'm already involved in the game. Do you have the Egyptian deposit for colossal nips and tucks?
No, not yet. But the government loved our proposal and has given solid verbal commitment. The check should be cut soon, real soon.
That is not true.
Sure it is. We'll get the check. Just
You're lying. I just spoke to Yusuf Abdul Hahbek just yesterday. The check has already been delivered to you. And a little research would show that your bank account is $500,000 fatter than it was 2 days ago.
My great Aunt Peoria died. A little thank you for being a model nephew.
Mr. Green.
Oh, no, really. Poor thing was confined to a wheelchair, was crazy and had a removable glass eye. I'd go over and push her around the living room so she could play marbles with it.
I want the correct amount deposited in the Nips and Tucks account immediately.
Hey, bud, you're walking on real thin water.
Failure to do so will result in legal action brought against you.
Go ahead, sue me. You got nothing. You're looking for a needle and a backpack.
Clue number 2. Exhibited in that telling scene, Candlestick, Billy Blue, and Mr. Green. None of these are worth remembering when you begin your conjecturing. Next in the ballroom, a reunion takes place. Here is a dubious past to embrace.
A strange place to find you, in a ballroom, alone.
Colonel Mustard.
How did you know?
That unquestionable tone of adolescence. Are you a guest for the evening?
No, just tonight. A short stopover on my way to an important affair.
Is it an engagement for Grey Poupon or French's Golden?
My dear, you haven't changed a bit. You're still that same feisty woman I once adored.
You and me. Oh, that was husbands ago.
Remember when we were passionate friends?
True allies.
Let's play like we did that first night in Monaco. Let's play my favorite.
Not Custer's Last Stand. He never stands very long.
No, the storming of Normandy.
Send in the troops.
Hand hot. Europe, 1939. Hitler unleashes his wrath. Left foot, Czechoslovakia.
Right foot, Poland.
Left hand, Denmark.
Right hand, Belgium.
Right hand, Holland.
Left hand, Norway.
Right foot, France. D-Day. Brigades.
Thrust, artillery.
Explodes.
Victory!
Oh,
Colonel, what is it?
my back. My back is stuck.
Your what?
My plastic vertebrae are jammed.
Plastic vertebrae?
An old war wound.
What do you want me to do?
Stand on my toes. Grab my hands and pull.
I can't get you up.
You certainly can. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Now what?
One good yank and my back will straighten. Pull.
For what?
My shoulders. Pull on my shoulders and it'll straighten out.
Here goes.
Oh.
Colonel? What's this?
A revolver.
too bawdy-mannered, but she did not leave you my wife.
Your wife? Where's your wife? Listen, you need to put that rake away. It has sharp teeth. I will deal with you later. Good night.
Colonel Mustard, what's this?
Where did you get that?
In your chamber. It's sheet music. What are you doing with sheet music to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony?
How dare you scowl with my personal effects? This is war!
I'm going to the lounge for a cocktail. And then to the conservatory to be alone with the plants.
Clue number 3. Revolver, ballroom, mustard, peacock. Would they be the key to the mystery lock? Spouse, parent, both savvy and wise. Choose one of them, I strongly advise. Revolver, ballroom, weapon, and space. One of them will help strengthen your case. Next in the lounge, more motive is forming. In tandem with some sly brainstorming.
I'll add a little gin. A dash of vodka. And a big splash of beer to mix it all together.
That's some cocktail.
You want one?
How about something a little less complicated, like a glass of water?
There's none bottled, and the water pipe in here is broken.
Or wine. Mr. Body always has a decent bottle of wine lying around.
In the cellar.
Not what I would call a bottle of wine.
Or that. A lead pipe and a wrench.
Plumbing repairs, obviously. Here we go. Vindy pays.
Vindy Pods, French country wine.
Say, you're good. Where'd you pick up the French, Scarletta?
How did you know my name?
Last time I saw you, you were belting out the Sinatra tunes in Las Vegas.
I don't know you.
You won the Miss Nuclear Waste pageant.
Everyone knows that.
'Cause I paid off the judges.
Squeegee?
Squeegee Sanguluni in the flesh.
Whoa!
Whoa, hey.
Whoa!
Whoa,
Oh, let's...
I
Look at you! What happened to the long hair and the stomach and the 10 pounds of gold around your neck?
If you're gonna make it in business, you need a certain look, a certain sound. Now I'm Mr. Green, jack of all shades. How about you?
I'm a refined lady now, Miss Scarlet.
Baby, a leopard doesn't change its these, thems, and those.
You don't know. I've changed. I hated that way of life.
As I recall, you didn't have it too bad. Nice car, nice apartment, nice company.
Yeah, things were good until you split. Why'd you leave?
You can't stick around when your two business partners, one who's your girl, itch up and leave you in the dust.
I didn't know what Mr. Body was up to, really. He only put the make on me to get access to the accounts. Then he drained them, leaving me and our business penniless.
So why are you here?
Why are you here?
To right the wrong.
Is wrong?
Is wrong. You with me?
You, me, how?
It was very selfish when he executed his intention.
Making us the object of his dangerous invention. But we must nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution.
Methods, means, and executions are the strategies that count a lot.
Acting with efficiency will guarantee we don't get caught. But we must nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution. Everyday devices have enterprising uses when they're in the right hands. But for the wrong reasons, delightfully delicious, these dangerous abuses when they're in the right hands. But for the wrong reasons, if we were to really do most definitely do.
Regulate, obliterate, we represent the opposition. Evaluate, exterminate, we orchestrate retaliation. For we lost nonetheless, perhaps we must address a little retribution. We can perforate him.
Yeah, with a silver ice pick.
We could crack him!
On the head.
With a hockey stick.
We can roll
We
him.
could stop him!
In the tool bench.
We could crash him with a monkey wrench.
Every day, devices, very enterprising, enterprises, when they're in the hands of anyone who knows how best to use them. If we really were to teach in any household that equals the hard enough to fight him. Everyday devices have been surprising uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. Delightfully delicious, these dangerous uses when they're in the right hands, but for the wrong reasons. If we were to really do it, any household item would be good enough to fight him. Just as long as I'm with you, any grisly gadget with you would most definitely do.
Clue number 4. Wrench, pipe, lounge, scarlet, and green. In our conclusion, are any foreseen? Choose none of the weapons here. Choose none of the suspects here. As far as the lounge, well, future clues will reveal if this is the scene of the deadly ordeal. Next, in the study, a fuss is made. Between one under stress and one underpaid.
Right over left, left over right, through the loop. Left under right, through the loop and tighten. There. Perfect Achaean knot. Now, if I just pull here, I have a noose. A brilliant noose!
Hey, that's me clothesline. You've cut it to bits.
Not to worry, I shall replace it.
Bet your sweet bottom you shall.
You will.
I will what?
You will replace it.
Oh, I ain't replacing it. It's you that made a mess of it.
Proper English. You will replace it.
I will not. You bloody ruined it.
It's not you shall, it's you will.
Oh, go ahead and try and confuse me so I forget about the rope and I don't make you pay for it. You highfalutin types are all the same, you are. You're a sly one.
Not as sly as your boss.
You talking about Mr. B?
The ace swindler himself.
You got some dirt on him, ain't ya?
Dirt is a substance that lies on the face of the earth, and in your case, under your fingernails.
What?
Yes, I have some information about Mr. Body.
Oh, do tell.
I don't know if I can trust you, Mrs. White.
Tell me, or you'll be sorry. You will.
Very good, Mrs. White. First person, singular and plural, use shall. Second and third person, singular and plural, use will.
You sound like a bloody school teacher. Now tell.
As a businessman, Mr. Body intentionally acted to drive down the stock prices of certain oil companies. He then bought them at a disturbingly low price and then years later sold them for excessive profit.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's the American way.
What's wrong is that the beneficiaries of corporate donations, such as educational institutions, lose funding. They suffer. They suffer badly.
And what's that got to do with you?
I lost out.
You're in business?
Yes, one of of the oil companies that Mr. Body drove into bankruptcy and then later unfairly purchased was my family's business in Springfield, Massachusetts.
What was the name of the company?
PTA.
PTA?
PTAO. Plum Transatlantic Oil.
Oil? In Massachusetts?
Yes.
Huh. Well, looks like you and I have something in common then.
Your family was in oil?
Uh-huh. Me dad owns the fish and chip shops down in the East End.
Yes.
Say, after what Mr. B's done to you, why are you helping him with his book?
The dignity lost agreed. I shall gain by proximity to the perpetrator. He'll pay me with more than the author's advance he owes me.
Ooh, you're so poetic. I do like a sensitive bloke. Manly on the outside, soft and squishy inside. You know, I get off work after dinner. What say you and I take a little moonlight stroll and get to know each other better?
Mrs. White, I think I know all there is to know.
Yeah, I sort of wear my personality on my sleeve, don't I?
Actually, all over your apron.
Dinner will be ready shortly.
Yes. Dinner.
Clue number 5. Plum and white in the study of the room. Do any of these offer you hope? One of the 4 answers exist, but there may be an unexpected twist. To the conservatory we visit now. Here, there's a saga, a vow after vow. My dear, it is imperative that we conclude our conversation from earlier.
I don't like your tone.
Oh, I don't like your reckless escapades.
I've an insatiable spirit.
Oh. Let me inform you, my dear, that I will not tolerate such displays of frivolous abandon.
Let me inform you, my dear. You may not have to. Some women wed for life. At times I disparage. My history of marriage has been matrimonial strife. A woman in my prime. Funny, forget about passion, how very old-fashioned. My first one then dropped dead. On the night we went, once a widow. Oh, they blamed me. Yes, they named me as the scheming spouse. But the judge, he set me free. My defense was insanity. The judge and I then wed. The gossip distressed me, but they couldn't arrest me. The night my poor judgy dropped dead. The third one was a shrink, a real lady killer. His death was a thriller. I get sentimental, it was ruled accidental. The inquest was routine. It placed me at the scene. Twice a widow, they defamed me. Thrice a widow, oh. squandered my assets and left me some bad debts, and suddenly he bought the farm. My fifth one made no sense. The romance was fleeting, then I caught him cheating. You can ask any jury, a scorned woman's fury, his grounds for self-defense. My fifth is now past tense. When they throw rice, I should think twice. I'm a woman with 5 men on ice, 5 times widowed. Why did they blame me? It's the price that I pay, 'cause I've had more than one wedding day. But when 5 pass away, they cry foul play.
Rule number 6. Let us consider the conservatory, where a peacock's tail was every man's story. It certainly could house the deadly deed, but the cards haven't given us that exact lead. Now he wants, so that my friends will know I have no qualms with my potential foe. Murder is fated, not by chance, and is set into motion with the dice. Ladies and gentlemen, I trusted that you all enjoyed dinner and are all pleasantly satiated. I've asked all of you, including Mrs. White, to join me in an after-dinner cordial because you are a collection of varied personalities, each with one objective. My demise. Yes, yes. Revenge, diversion, pleasure, pain, whatever your motivation. Each one of you wants me dead. Dead.
Dead, dead.
Dead. Dead. Dead. Oh, don't look so sad. I live to be killed. I want you all to know that I will cooperate fully so that your individual needs might be met. What you must do is plan your strategy wisely. Only the correct combination of suspect, weapon, and room will result in the successful murder of me and in winning the game. You all know the ends that you must individually achieve. I now raise a toast to your success. Raise your glasses. May the best murder win. To success. Success. Restless spirits roam all throughout the night. They search through every room. Which one's right? Which one will be my resting place tonight? Stop! Stop! What's wrong? The piano suddenly sounds terrible.
A key is broken.
It sounded fine up until now.
I was playing around it.
Well, continue playing around it. inside will hid on from view.
Not every room will fit the bill. Once marked, the death is time to kill. Corridors and halls, a winding hidden stair, a secret passageway leads somewhere. Each room so rare, a true work of art, with trapdoors in the floors and bookshelves that part. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, one course, one room. Dining room chairs move in the night. Light switches off, light shining bright. Where will we go? Fear everywhere. Don't look behind. Someone is there. Corridors and halls, a winding hidden stair, a secret passageway leads somewhere. Each room so rare, a true work of art, with trapdoors in the floors and bookshelves that part. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, one course, one room. The billiard room,
Where the portraits stare.
And the walls
All have ears.
it could curl your hair.
When the deed is complete this night, see the past come to life, what a sight! The library doors open by themselves, pull out the book and remove the shelves. All the bedroom floors free to compete, with no one walking cross and no one's feet. Corridors and halls, a mansion full of doom. One of us must choose, only one can. Only one can. One of us must choose one course, one You shouldn't have dumped me. You shouldn't have been so rude.
You shouldn't have cheated me.
You shouldn't have married my love.
You shouldn't have swindled my family.
you shouldn't have been so cheap.
Now I am dead. My anticipated fatality is old in the line of duty, so please no sympathy. Let's move ahead. Round 1 is over. 2 will now begin. In this round, there will be 3 clues to ponder and to muse to advance you to a win. From what you have just witnessed, it's hard to surmise the who, where, and how surrounding my demise. So, to make your theorizing more effective, I offer you an expert, a bona fide detective.
I'm a hard-nosed detective who's hard-pressed to find the hard truth. I'm tough on crime, tough to talk to, and tough as nails. I turn over stones, I turn over suspects, and I turn over when I sleep. My direct questions get direct answers. For me, yes means yes, no means no, and maybe means you're under the influence of an illegal substance. Peter may have picked a peck of pickled peppers, and she may have sold seashells by the seashore. But everywhere that Mary went, this lamb won't be going. Is that clear? What are you all staring at?
Miss, there's been a murder.
I know.
What do you mean, you know?
I searched this entire premises, and Mr. Body's body is missing. And you all have horrendous expressions of guilt on your faces.
Excuse me? My plastic surgeon fixed that.
Why are you here? None of us called a detective.
I'm supposed to be here.
You are not in the instructions.
Who reads the instructions?
I bet you're a lost token from Sorry.
Or better yet, a discarded token from life.
You better be.
This is not life.
Sorry! Bridge, candlestick, pipe, knife, revolver, rope.
That's better. Now, who here knew Mr. Body? Everybody. And who here wanted a dead Mr. Body? Nobody. Well, we will see.
We shall.
Shall what?
Forget it.
I would like you to know here and now that I am not guilty of murder. Murder is too vulgar.
Like your social life, I'm sure.
Colonel Mustard here. I like how you charge in and take control. Together we will find this killer. We will take down the enemy. Why do I have my arm around a bulldozer?
Retreat, Colonel.
Surely you don't think that What would you take just to drop the whole thing?
I'm glad I don't have your nerve in my tooth.
Surely you don't suspect me. I get my jollies from crossword puzzles, not cold corpses.
It's not what I hear. And don't look at me, detective. I hate murder.
Because you can't spell it.
You know, now that I look at you chumps, and your wardrobe by Crayola, I suspect that none of you have what it takes to be a murderer. Why, Mr. Body's death was probably caused by natural causes. Dodge trauma, heart failure, whatever. I think I'll just be on my way.
Just a minute. A murderer takes a select individual. Someone with style. I breathe style.
I have a feeling all you breathe is fire.
A killer is stout-hearted. Call me Gibraltar. I don't waver. I don't flinch. What is that gigantic string being staring at me?
The mind that plots and executes a murder is an extraordinary one. Immense intelligence, superior IQ. Consider me.
No, me. A killer requires creativity and passion. It's an art. I'm a true artist. I worked with Minsky's mongrels.
What did you do with the mongrels? Don't answer that.
A killer is a sharp strategist. Sharp, that's me. Sharp as a thimble.
A killer is unique. Detective, I
I suspect that each of you had a motive to kill Mr. Body, and I'm going to want to question you. All of you.
Babe, if you think you're looking at a killer, clean the wax out of your ears.
Now I'm in charge, and I'm going to huff, and I'm going to puff, and I'm going to make sure that one of you gets life
Behind bars?
in the box. Now my investigation formally begins. You are all suspects. Stop staring at me.
She's a master of detection.
And determined to deliver.
If we play our cards wrong, we're really up the river.
She is hard-boiled.
Commandeering.
Quite attractive.
And disarming.
But the sight of bruising stripes, it ain't so charming.
She tried to catch us in a lie.
Her accusations won't hold glue. If we don't hang together now, together we will hang on you. She's ambitious, unrelenting.
How to solve this deadly thriller?
But she can't even find the corpse, much less the killer.
Premeditate our every move, eliminate the slightest clue, chasing her tail from room to room. The simple strategy will see us through. Suspects and villains, no cause yet, just killing. Theories and laying blame, with the clues we can lose. It's a dark, deadly game. It's just a guessing game. Dinner, invite us. Dessert, then indict us. Prison's the bill of fare. If we scare, so beware. Alibis must compare.
I didn't.
He wasn't, she wouldn't, we couldn't. There's nothing that she can prove, and she hasn't got a clue.
You think she could vanish?
Has she learned about this?
Would she have discovered that the
Did she stumble onto the window?
Suspects and villains, no cause yet. There are plenty of theories, there is plenty of blame. With the clues she can lose, it's a dark, deadly game. Play the game.
Could she?
Does she?
Has she?
Would she?
Did she?
Can she? Dinner, invite us. Dessert, then indict us. Prison's the bill of fare. If we scare, so beware. Alibis must compare.
I didn't.
He wasn't, she wouldn't, we couldn't. There's something that she can prove, and she hasn't got a clue.
The investigation is now underway. I present to you the first clue of round number 2. Focus on where the deed was executed, when, to comb my figure, was transmuted. The room which housed the deliberate act had velvet draped and rival attacked. The suspects now learn that the detective is quite effective and far more clever than they ever thought she could be.
So you think I haven't got a clue? Well, I've got more than that. This itsy-bitsy spider called up more than just a water spout. I've searched this entire mansion, and I found these. 6 interesting items which could have been used to commit this heinous crime that I'm faced with solving. I found the revolver in the ballroom, the wrench in the kitchen, the coil of rope in the lounge, the candlestick in the billiard room, the knife in the conservatory, and the lead pipe laptop crime detection system, I was able to ascertain that all of your fingerprints were on all of these items, and they were placed there sometime between 9 p.m. and the precise moment of Mr. Body's death, midnight.
Don't go any further. I maintain my innocence. Therefore, I will freely admit of my own free will that I did indeed handle 3 of these items, but not for the grisly crime of murder. At 9:02, I went into the lounge, and seeing the candlestick lying on its side, I had set it upright. At 9:11, I went into the study and took the revolver out of its display case, merely out of curiosity, to examine its caliber. And then, at 9:20, I went into the kitchen and used the knife to cut the rot out of an apple I was eating.
But none of those weapons were found in those rooms.
I was responsible for handling 2 of them. At 9:11, before I retired to my chamber, I saw Professor Plum handling the revolver. And I got suspicious, so I waited until he went into the kitchen. And at 9:22, I hid it in a place where anyone with questionable motive would never find it, in the conservatory behind a lovely Wisniewski fern. And at 9:30, I took the knife out of the kitchen to cut a twist for my martini in the lounge.
And you handled no others.
I did retrieve the wrench out of the tool shed for the big burly handyman who was working in the kitchen on a pipe, a lead pipe.
At what time?
When you're with a big burly handyman, you don't pay attention to the time. Anyway, it didn't stay there. The wrench, that is. At 9:44, I saw Mrs. White retrieve it.
Well, I needed it to get the cap off me new bottle of spirits. One I hides in the study, behind some German book about outdoor recreation.
The name of the book?
My camp. And at 9:50, I found the rope. And I went to the lounge and finished me spirits like a proper lady, but then I lost the rope on the way to the conservatory.
The conservatory.
Well, yeah, to talk to the plants.
I found the rope in the lounge at 9:58. Mrs. Peacock had promised that we could play cowboys and Indians, and you can't play cowboys and Indians without a rope.
You certainly can't.
I used the lead pipe in the kitchen at 10:23 to crack open a can of rations.
You still eat that stuff?
Rations stay with you forever.
At 10:30, I took the wrench to the handyman in the ballroom who needed it to fix the radiator.
This handyman is quite popular, huh, ladies?
At 10:40, I gave him the knife in the lounge so he could cut his bologna sandwich.
A little more popular than I thought. Is that it?
No, I then retrieved the candlestick for a little night reading in the study, 10:50.
And then I took it to the conservatory for some atmosphere, 10:55.
I took it to the billiard room to experiment with playing pool, 11.
I took it to the ballroom for a view from the balcony, 11:05.
I to the lounge for a romantic rendezvous with Mrs. Peacock, 11:10.
I had it in the kitchen for a late night snack, 11:15.
I took the revolver out of the conservatory, 11:20.
I hid it in the billiard room, 22.
I took it to the ballroom, 24.
I to the kitchen, 26.
I had it in the study, 28.
And I in the lounge, 30.
The rope.
To the billiard room,
The conservatory.
The study,
The ballroom.
The lounge,
wrench,
Kitchen.
billiard room,
Study.
Ballroom.
lounge,
Knife.
Billiard room.
a ballroom,
lounge,
Pipe.
kitchen,
study,
lounge,
Rope.
Conservatory.
lounge,
wrench,
study,
lounge,
Candlestick.
lounge,
Revolver.
lounge,
rubble,
lounge,
Knife.
lounge,
Pipe.
lounge,
Wrench.
lounge,
Candlestick.
lounge,
Pipe.
lounge,
Knife, revolver, rope.
wrench, candlestick, pipe,
knife, revolver, rope,
Wrench,
candlestick, pipe, knife, revolver, rope. Everyday devices have enterprising mysterious.
Charged.
Rude.
Tacky.
Attractive.
Information is essential. I presented to you the second clue of round number 2. Focus on how the deed was completed, how I, with all glory, was fatally defeated. The weapon responsible for killing me secures its victim sinuously. Now to the study. The detective begins her investigation. The suspect's distress with each accusation. She is alert, bold, cunning, and curt. They desperately jockey for vindication.
Professor Plum, tell me, could a savvy person such as yourself commit the heinous crime of murder simply because his family's oil business was betrayed?
Could I? Yes. Did I? Ha 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 ha.
You know, I read your book on corruptions in the CIA. I rather enjoyed it. But you look quite different than the photo on the book jacket.
Film can never capture exact likeness.
Very different. I read somewhere that you were now in South America, writing a book about...
Let me give you some advice, my sharp detective. Sophisticated crimes such as these are best deduced by astute reasoning, patience, and... cocktails for two. Would you care to join me for a drink?
I have a murder to solve.
Come on. Let's spin stimulating conversation.
Stimulation is not in my job description.
Do as the minds of great ages past would do. Imbibe with me, converse with me. Fertilize my cerebral garden.
I gave up fertilizing cerebral gardens when my shrink told me that fertilizing rose gardens was a much healthier choice for a bipolar codependent that regresses to her childhood for emotional support.
As Somerset Maugham said, the mind is most free when the body is satiated with pleasure.
As Emerson said, the eye of prudence may never shut.
The awful thing about most people is their caution. Thomas Wolfe.
He has not desire for that of which he feels no want. Euripides.
The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. Oscar Wilde.
I desire only to know the truth. Euripides.
Beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all you need to know. Keats.
Be on guard against one who flatters and misleads. Aristotle.
Make yourself necessary to somebody. Emerson. Be not simply good, be good for something. Thoreau. Oh, oh.
Oh?
Criminal propensities and calculated risks.
Mode of opportunity, poison, and plot twist.
Made for primetime thrillers, crimes of passion, alibis.
We're consumed by blood and guts.
But in the newsroom murder flies. It's normal curiosity to thrill at the notion of engaging in foul play.
But in civilized society, we stifle that emotion in fear of judgment day.
Tell the truth. You're seduced by my theory. Your career fills on knee deep within. Mischief fills the minds of more than killers. You're bewitched by the deadly scent of sin.
I enjoy amassing modus operandi. father passed legislation banning you from the military. You offed him
I went off with him.
to a remote village in Honduras, where you slaughtered him in a tribal ritual and then fed him to the gods. You then married Mr. Body's mother, who weeks later was found dead with a noose tied around her neck.
The rules for cowboys and Indians definitely state that the loser must hang themselves. How was I supposed to know she would take me seriously?
In her will, she left you the house, and there was nothing Mr. Body could do about this. The inheritance was yours legally, but a betrothed Mrs. Peacock you would never claim, and so it was your turn. You killed Mr. Body because he married your one true love to avenge you.
For the death of his parents? For owning his home?
No, because when he was a child, you convinced him he was a toaster.
All these medals on my chest made the soldier you see. I know you must be impressed. I see how you look at me. I'll trade you all this glory if you change your story. Vindicate me, exonerate me, allies in the battle's war.
Mr. Green, you're a conniver, you're a chauvinist, you're a snake.
No, I'm a Democrat.
You were a business partner of Mr. Body's in several ventures. With the one in Vegas, he swindled you out of a bundle.
That's the way the cookie bounces.
With colossal nips and tucks, the roles were reversed. It was your turn, and you were duping him out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so it was your turn. He found out, threatened you, and you killed him.
Hey, that money was mine. I know, because I never count my chickens before they cross the sidewalk. And babe, if you think I'm the killer, you're trying to fit a round peg into a bread box. Cheats and thieves, blue-collar crime, that's just nickel and dime. Check my collar, green's my name, nothing but the big time. I've been round the block twice, not afraid to toss dice. Come on, honey, take my money, driving and conniving's my way.
Here we go, ladies. You first, Miss Scarlett. So, your real name is Scarletta Vermicelli.
Woo! I'll have mine al dente.
Please. You hooked up with Body in Vegas. He used you to extort funds from a business that he and Mr. Green had.
Then he dumped me. The bum proposed marriage and everything.
Did such betrayal spur to revenge here? And now, was it your turn? Did you kill him?
I got my revenge in Vegas. I found Mr. Buddy at the airport and I dragged him back to town.
Ooh, and tortured him.
Yes, I made him sit through Suzanne Summers' nightclub act. And applaud.
Mrs. White, tell me, did you kill Mr. Body because you wanted to erase your stepson Nigel's debt? No. You killed him because he was driving you like a slave. Was it your turn? Mrs. White, what are you hiding?
Whatever it is, it's well hidden.
You know, if Mr. Body's death was caused by a blow to the head, the killer would have had to have been tall. How tall are you?
5'9".
With heels?
With anyone.
Mrs. Peacock. 5 husbands, 5 questionable deaths, 5 fortunes, now yours. And according to the fine
game continues, not yet complete. Deducing the answer is no easy feat. The suspect you should scrutinize has playful moves and attractive eyes.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Rub-a-dub-dub. 6 suspects in a tub full of hot water. Your secrets are out in the open, and I could pin this murder rap on any one of you if I wanted to. But only one of you did it, and I've got proof. Was it Mrs. White in the ballroom with the candlestick? Or was it Mrs. Peacock in the billiard room with a knife? Or Professor Plum in the conservatory with the revolver? Or Mrs. Scarlet in the study with the rope? Mr. Green? Colonel Mustard? Run, yeah, run! Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, but you can't outrun this maverick!
Scarlet shows a jealous streak.
Then follows all a love kiss for two
Killers cheek to cheek.
Your assumptions are insane.
And we're as clean as yellow snow.
Look for one who's tall enough
To strike a fatal blow.
For a buck, you lost your luck.
for your son. You packed a gun.
For lost love, you'll go to jail.
Yo, here's $5 toward your bail. He's the mind to this great chance to
Die, the joy of immortality, on corpus still and die.
You both conspire to kill him, your 2 lovers with a scheme. Illicit observation till the perfect murder team.
Don't blame me, she's in the will.
Don't blame me, you fit the bill.
Your head high when I testify.
Hi, it's me they're gonna fry.
The corpse leads to a killer.
Your hands and style.
Be straight from thy commandments, none thy neighbor as thyself.
It's all your fault, you're in this mess, and so you pay your dues. Excuse me, Mr. Griffin, but we put on our shoes. I design is check your time.
My demise, the perfect crime.
Toss
The dice, the final roll. Roll, with no hope for parole.
It's all your fault, we're in this mess, we're sorry that you came. So next time, play more cheesy, please just find another game. Don't make your accusations and be sure the clues will fit. But if there is a shred of doubt, you know you must acquit.
Deliberate, don't speculate.
Implicate, eliminate. Lay the blame, but not on me. Cast your vote and set me free.
Complete your form, the time is now. You must select who, where, and how.
Deliberate, don't speculate. Implicate, eliminate. Cast your vote and set me free. Play the game, but don't blame me.
Hickory dickory dock. Soon one of you will be behind a lock and key with no windows and bars and mean guards, bad food. Stare at me all you like. I'll be back for you shortly.
She's a master of detection and allurement to deliver. She's uncovered every clue that we have given her. All the pieces fit together, and and the suspects wonder where.
We're off to a prison pen, birds of a feather. We're all behind the 8-ball now. She has us cornered like a rat. She thinks she knows who, where, and how, but every alibi has fallen flat. We're out of rooms to hide in now. Time's running out to lay no blame. We're out of rooms to hide in now. Time's running out to lay no blame.
It was Colonel Mustard. In the ballroom. With the rope.
Yes! Yes! I killed Mr. Body in the ballroom with the rope because he stole Mrs. Peacock from me. He stole the only thing that made this man an emotional hero. Without her, I'm just a lonely foot soldier marching down love's empty trail. Onward!
Let's see who in the audience won the game. Whose conclusion with ours is one and the same. So please rise in your place with a smile on your face if you guessed the correct weapon, room, and name. Please rise if you got them all right.
We got one. Not so fast. Colonel Mustard did it all right. Well, sort of. He certainly had the motive to want to kill Mr. Body, but he was only the accomplice. The real killer was Professor Plum.
You're mad. I am no killer.
I didn't say that you were. I said Professor Plum was.
I am Professor Plum, BA, NA, PhD. That's me.
No, you're not. You are no internationally renowned author. You're not PhD. You're no MA, while you're barely a BA. You're just a dorky school teacher from Springfield, Massachusetts, who came here disguised as Professor Plum because you had a bone to pick with Mr. Body. The business he drove into bankruptcy funded your private school. And when the money was gone, the doors closed, and you lost your job as English teacher and head of the PTA, not Plum's Transatlantic Parents-Teachers Association. Besides, you couldn't have killed Mr. Body. You're too much of a wimp. Anyone who seduces a woman with the robe is a wimp. Ladies and gentlemen, the scenario is this. The real Professor Plum killed Mr. Body because Mr. Body had repeatedly demoted her from prime player in the game to secondary suspect, and then to the most demeaning of all positions, piano player. Mr. Body would not acknowledge that I could play the game as well as the others, that I had real talent for murder. So I had to show him. Yes. Yes, yes! It was my turn. I did it. In the ballroom. With the rope. And Colonel Mustard was my accomplice. He provided me with a weapon. Made sure there were no witnesses. How did you find me? There were three crucial bits of evidence. One linked you to the accomplice, the sheet music. One supplied the motive of revenge, the note made from magazine cutouts. And the one thing that told me that it was you, and only you, the broken piano key.
Hey,
call and see if his offer is still good.
I would like to find myself in a more erudite setting, a Tony Kushner play, a John Fowles novel, where I could be in a complex plot with an enlightened theme, interacting with characters of depth.
I can see myself out of this tired old mansion and into something more significant and deep, like a Muppet movie.
I'll rise through the ranks to become a global leader, a beacon of hope for the masses. I see a bright tomorrow. I see a new world order. I see my chiropractor.
A holiday to me homeland on the QE2. 6 days crossing the Atlantic with hunky stewards attending to me every need. And I mean every need.
I wouldn't mind a Caribbean trip to the Greek islands. No, I didn't. It's the Greek islands. I'm with the Greek.
Wrench, candlestick, pipe,